Now, the last video I did was an update of a 27-year-old woman who left her 51-year-old husband after having 3 kids with him. She left him and returned back to the streets to have fun because she already got her stability out the way, right? She got with him, had 3 kids by him. Now she could live off the child support and alimony. So her execution worked because now she's back in the streets messing with the type of men that she really want to mess with. So she chose to marry an older man for security purposes, for provision, and once that's accomplished, it's like, okay, let me return back to the streets to have fun. Now I don't have to worry about money and things like that because I'm well provided for from my older man. Now, today we got a very sad story. We got a story about a 52-year-old man who unalived his 24-year-old wife for cheating. Sad. Let's get into it.
Welcome to Twisted Crimes. Subscribe and hit the like button for more stories. This story takes us to Jackson, Mississippi. Known as the City with Soul, Jackson is Mississippi's capital and largest city, centrally located and nestled at the crossroads of Interstates 55 and 20. Jackson, Mississippi, has a high crime rate, particularly for violent crime. According to USA Facts, the city has one of the highest homicide rates per capita in the United States. Malia Bess, aged 24, was a beautiful young lady who grew up in Chicago but ended up living in Jackson, Mississippi. She was a recent graduate of Jackson State University. Malia became a leasing agent. She loved her job and posted most of her time at work online.
Come to work with me as a leasing agent. So usually first I have to bob my way in through the back and get to the office, make sure I have the office door unlocked. I'm usually there at least between 10 to 15 minutes before opening to make sure that, everything's situated. Make sure the blinds are open, office is set up, make sure all the not flyers, but like brochures and everything set up on my desk. I'm checking out to see if any notes is left from security or any residents that may have had any issues last night or wanted to leave, something in the rent box, reading my devotion. And then here I am in my planner, writing down everything that I usually need to do for today. And then I check my emails as well as prospects to make sure we have any applications or if I have any questions, work orders. Have to make sure you check that daily to make sure you're keeping up with the property. And then here we got a move-in today. I'm talking with maintenance to go over if we had any work orders or any move-ins for make-readies, punches, anything like that. And then I also had a tour today showing one of our beautiful one-bedroom units that we have available.
She was a happy person who was trying to live and enjoy her life like most people. Malia met Ron Christopher Allen and they started dating even though they have a very big age gap. Malia was 24 and Ron is 52. Ron, a father of 3, had some running with the law. He was addicted to pills which he was supposed to be in court for but never did. Malia loved him so much, she posted how things are with them, asking him, "Where have you been all my life?" Malia eventually married him against all her friends and family's opinion. Three months into the marriage, they started having all kinds of problems. He sensed that Malia started staying late at work. She was more involved with work than usual. He started going to her work to inspect what she was doing. Ron finally came to the conclusion that Malia had a work husband who she was cheating with. On July 31st, Ron let Malia head to work and he followed behind, then he attacked her in her office. He then proceeded to shoot Malia 7 times. He then barricaded himself inside the office for hours. Hostage negotiation teams from various agencies were present on the scene and they managed to get him to surrender after 3 hours.
Working a very active scene here, a very fluid scene, and again, a very dangerous scene here in West Jackson. We were able to get the suspect to surrender to law enforcement without any other loss of life or injury. He has been transported to police headquarters for interview purposes. I'm very disturbed, very disheartened, because it's another situation that could have been avoided in our community. This was a domestic related situation. This was his wife, my understanding. She worked here at this location, and he came to this location and took her life. She's deceased at this time, and I really wish that we could have done more to prevent this, but we have people that don't know how to deal with emotions, who do not know how to deal with somebody wanting to move on with their life. And he decided to come here and take her life. We showed a lot of restraint and resolve in this situation. We could have barged in, and that would have caused him to possibly open fire on law enforcement, but we didn't. We utilized our hostage team, which did an amazing job at this location. I want to commend the Hinds County Sheriff's Department and their hostage team. I want to commend our JPD hostage team, who sat inside that van with me and continuously made contact with him, continuously called him as he continued to hang up as they called him. But he eventually told them that he was going to come out. That's exactly what he did.
He was eventually arrested and charged for the murder of Malia Bess.
Man accused of killing his estranged wife here in Jackson and then barricading himself in an apartment complex leasing office now faces a murder charge. 52-year-old Ron Christopher Allen is accused of killing 24-year-old Malia Bess. A deadly shooting happened at the Westwood Apartments on Robinson Street. Greener Side's Quentin Smith has followed this story for you all day, and he tells us what investigators say led up to that deadly shooting.
That fatal shooting happening here at the leasing office at Westwood Apartments. In fact, you can even see the bloodstains are still on the mat at the front entrance door of the leasing office. We found out Bess worked as a property manager here at the complex. We also learned that her husband, Ron Christopher Allen, is being accused of shooting her 7 times after finding out she had a boyfriend.
And I really wish that we could have done more to prevent this, but we have people that don't know how to deal with emotions.
This is exclusive video of Allen being taken into custody not long after police say that deadly shooting happened.
He had blood on his clothing. We assumed that came from the victim because she was definitely, there was a lot of bloodshed.
This usually quiet complex now finding itself at the center of a crime scene. Everything happening around 11:30 Thursday morning. Investigators say not long after Bess made it to the leasing office to begin her work shift, Allen showed up with a gun, shooting and killing her.
They're currently married, but my understanding is she was trying to move on. And apparently, again, somebody who do not know how to deal with emotions. And now this family has been destroyed.
After the shooting, police say Allen then went back inside the leasing office, fired more gunshots, and barricaded himself for over an hour. The police department's hostage team continued to make contact with the 52-year-old, trying to get him to come out and surrender peacefully.
Continuously called him as he continued to hang up as they called him. But he eventually told them that he was going to come out. That's exactly what he did.
We've now learned the two were married for less than 6 months. Bess, who is from Chicago, is a recent graduate of Jackson State University. Investigators say they have recovered the gun Allen used, and they're now looking to hold him accountable for his actions.
I've been doing this a long time, but it never gets easy. This lady came to work today. Never thought she'd lose her life at the hands of her husband at work today.
Friends describe Malia as a mature, career-driven woman who
you know, I always say simps are the most dangerous people on this planet because a simp is a man who doesn't have the ability to control his emotions. A simp is a man who is emotionally weak. Now, this man is 52 years old. That woman was 24. In all reality, what do you expect, bro? And to be honest with y'all, in case y'all don't know, the average woman has a work boyfriend. If your woman works at a job where she works amongst men, there's a good chance that your woman will or is cheating on you. That's just the reality of the landscape. Trust me. At work, it's almost like high school. It's going to be 2 or 3 dudes who is smashing all the women at work. And the way women are, if a woman peep that all the chicks want you, they will now become curious and they're going to want to become one of the chicks. Trust me. It's like that in any work environment where there's men, where there's women. So as a man, you got to be aware of that. And you have to know how to deal with your emotions. Now, it's kind of crazy that this happened a few months after the marriage. The fact that she was cheating on him. But are you guys shocked? She's 24. This man is 52. This is wild, man.
Always looked out for others. It should never end like this no matter the situation. Some people said she had tried to leave him even after he caught her with another man. Some people blame Malia for cheating on Ron while others blame Ron for doing what he did. Our sincere condolences to the friends and families of Malia Bess. May Malia's memory be a blessing for her family and for all who knew her, and may her life and death be an inspiration and a turning point towards justice and increased protection for domestic abuse survivors. Please stay safe out there and see you guys in the next video.
Look, the bottom line is this. Ladies, and by the way, RIP to this woman. Stop trying to play with men emotions. Everybody is not gonna go. There are a lot of men out here who don't know how to control their emotions and they will take things to the extreme. Stop trying to marry a man solely for provision, for stability, for security. If you're not into him sexually, it's best to leave that man alone. A bunch of these women think they could, oh, let me marry an older guy. He's going to be my sugar daddy. What's going to happen when you want to have sex and he's not able to fulfill you sexually? You're probably going to cheat. She just got married to this man, and within a few months, she's already cheating on him. In this situation, nobody is in the right. And again, RIP to this woman. But when you cheat on a man, you don't know how he's going to handle it. It takes a very strong man to get cheated on and walk away. A weak man will always do some shit like this. So this should be a learning lesson to both older men who are trying to marry these younger women. Bro, if you're 52, you ain't got no business trying to marry a woman who is 24. You can't fulfill her sexually, for one. You might be able to use your money to provide for her, but you can't match a sexual energy. It's impossible. So it's best to just leave that alone. But when you try to save that, you are looking for trouble. And then you got the women who think, okay, I'm going to find an older dude and I'm going to come up. And then when you'll get a bit horny, you'll cheat on that man. And it's just not right. So it's not right on either sides. Things like this never ends well. Stop playing with people's emotions. That goes for men and that goes for women. That's just the bottom line. This is something that a lot of people could learn from. That's just the bottom line, man. But please let me know what y'all thought about this. Please leave your thoughts in the comments. And again, RIP to this young woman. She was only 24. And as a man, bro, if you're in your 50s, bro, you have no business messing with a woman who is 24. And to these young women who love to prey on older men, learn from this. Because everybody ain't going. It's right here, side.
If you haven't yet, go get you some of that merch. You all already know, don't feed the birds. That's what it is. We don't feed the birds over here. So if you rock with your boy, go get you some of that good merch.